Happy Thanksgiving! What's the key to a good Thanksgiving dinner? The turkey! So many people are intimidated by making a turkey, but it is so easy, even a beginner can do it. And today I'm going to show you exactly how I do it, easy peasy. In your baking dish or roasting pan, you are going to add some washed and roughly chopped carrots, celery, and onion. They don't need to be peeled or chopped nicely. They are not getting eaten. They are just for flavor. And you do not need the rack to the pan if you don't have it. The first thing to do is to make sure your turkey is thawed. So whether you have frozen or fresh, we want to follow proper thawing methods, which is about 24 hours for every 4 to 5 pounds in the fridge. Thoroughly rinse and pat your turkey dry inside and out. We are not using the tail or innards today. I am just showing you how to roast a turkey, but you can keep those for your gravy if you want. We are going to pre-salt the bird. Just sprinkle your salt and pepper mix all over the inside and the out. Pre-salting is supposed to help season your bird and keep it juicy. Now most people use a lot more salt than I do. I only used about 2 teaspoons of salt and a half teaspoon of pepper on the outside, but a lot of people use tablespoons of salt. My family tries to cut back on salt. I don't really think it needs that much, but if you want to use more, go right ahead. Tuck the wings underneath the bird so that the tips don't burn. It'll also sit a lot flatter and look a lot nicer. Let's get to the flavor. Add some olive oil into a bowl. Now I prefer to use olive oil for flavor and nutrition, lots of good unsaturated fats, but if you prefer butter, that will work fine. Then you're gonna add in some rosemary, sage, thyme, whatever herbs you have, a little more salt and pepper, and if you have it or if you want it, you could add some poultry seasoning. Now this is the only part that can be a little bit intimidating, but I promise it is easy. I prefer to get down and dirty and just use my hands. Dip them into your oil mixture to get them nice and slippery, and gently slide them underneath the skin over the breast and work your way back. Now be gentle with it. You don't want to pierce the skin if you can avoid it, but this is going to add a ton of flavor. Don't worry if you can't get all the way to the back of the breast. Gravity works and the oil will continue to drip down. If this totally grosses you out and you know you cannot get under the skin, that is okay. You are not alone. Just brush the mixture on the outside of the skin. I personally do think it's worth it to get underneath for flavor if you can, but the turkey will still turn out just fine, well and moist if you brush it on top. Once you are done underneath the skin, be sure to coat the outside of the bird as well, front and back, making sure not to miss any crevices because we want a really nicely browned bird. One trick a lot of people use is putting an onion inside of the cavity. Now you can use a whole onion, or what I do is use half an onion and half an apple together and put that inside for moisture and flavor. I do not stuff my turkey with stuffing because it can make the bird cook unevenly. I make my stuffing separately, and I actually like to make these little stuffing muffins. They're portion controlled bites of carb goodness. That recipe and my entire Thanksgiving menu can be found in my very new ebook, Thanksgiving Day, which is available to you, my YouTube friends, for $1 off if you use the code GOBBLE at checkout. Once the cavity is filled, you are going to tie up the legs with some twine, butcher's rope, or even dental floss will work. I add a little bit of stock and wine to the pan for flavor, and then you are done with the hard work. Put it in the oven, 350 degrees Fahrenheit, and let it roast. A general rule of thumb is about 15 minutes per pound of meat, but every oven is different, so you definitely want to get a meat thermometer. You just check right in the middle of the thigh, and you want it to be between 175 and 180 degrees Fahrenheit to make sure it is completely cooked through. This turkey is about 13 pounds, so it took just over 3 hours. What about basting? So a lot of people cook the turkey for an hour, take it out of the oven every 15 minutes, and baste it. I do not do that. I cook the turkey for an hour, and then every hour once I baste it. So at the 1 hour mark and at the 2 hour mark, and I check the temperature. So you're just using a baster to get all of the juices out of the pan and release them on top of the turkey for awesome flavor and moisture. This is another step that if you are intimidated by it, if you've never cooked a turkey, if you don't want to deal with taking it out of the oven, you can totally skip it. Some culinary wizards out there may scold me for it, but you know what? You can skip it and it will be fine. Once the appropriate temperature is reached, you can pull it out of the oven and let it sit for about 45 minutes before carving to let those juices redistribute. Remember that white meat is higher in protein and lower in fat, but it is important to note that dark meat will offer a lot more iron, so both have really great nutritional advantages. Thank you so much for watching my easy peasy turkey tutorial. Please give this episode a thumbs up if you enjoy this type of video. Don't forget to subscribe for more healthy food recipes every single week. You can head to mindovermunch.com to get all of my healthy recipes. And remember, it is all a matter of mind over munch. Have a happy Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
So many people are intimidating by intimidating. So I am dip your hand, little bite-sized portion controlled bite-sized, can't say it, portion controlled bites of carb goodness.